Welcome back to the channel, fam. Welcome back to the channel. This is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell. It's simple. Now listen, family, you know I've been doing a few videos for OpenBeat. I genuinely love the tool for what it can do for me, and that's create royalty-free music. But I did stumble across a couple of comments a day or so ago with some people that have some concerns about OpenBeat. So I do want to tap in and test out everything and be transparent about everything that they're having issues with. You know, with me, I'm fine with OpenBeat and what it offers. I know they went through some changes because originally I believe there were certain APIs they were using. They might have changed it, and the quality and the music things might have changed. But for me, it has been completely fine. So let's go ahead and tap in with some of these comments, and we're gonna actually test out some of these ideas for the people. So the Funk Doctor is saying that OpenBeat is broken, and da 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 da. So when you do a video live, which we're doing right now, asking for a cover remix using jazz, hip hop, or inspirational, and it's saying that it may give you a different genre. Okay, so I did not know that, and I don't use the remix feature. I just use the general prompting to create my music. So what I use it for, it works for me. I know some people want to use every feature in there, and I get it. When you advertise that, you should be able to deliver on what you are asking for. But for me, just being able to prompt and create a sound effect and be able to prompt and create a beat or instrumental or prompt and be able to create a song, it has worked out perfectly fine for me. So that's why I have no issues there. This person has been trying to use other things which they advertise that should be capable and functional, and they haven't been having a good experience. And I respect that. So we're gonna address that in this video. Another individual here, DJ Silent. So they're saying they don't know what's going on OpenBeat, doing the exact opposite of any prompt it gives. Okay, I understand everybody can be using it for royalty-free music. I get it. Let's go. So melodies, hum, and words I write, and it gives me everything but what I asked for. They're saying it's giving music in Spanish, some things they didn't even write, and sometimes with words. So I'm not here to speak about what OpenBeat, if they capitulated and did things like that. I'm the introverted marketer. I cover lifetime deals and things that I believe will genuinely help you in your business. And I believe this is a tool to help you create royalty-free music. It's a lifetime deal. And I stand by the idea that no one else is offering that. There's no one I could see that offers a lifetime deal where you can generate unlimited music. Now, whether or not they're able to maintain that in a certain kind of quality is the issue. But I was interested in OpenBeat for that specific function, and that's why I brought it to you all. So I still stand by that recommendation, even though there has been a little bit of issues. I, as a marketer, understand that. But with it being a lifetime deal and having the rights secured to music to be able to monetize was the main concern for me. Things going on with Suno, things going on with Udio, and we don't know how the industry is going to follow. There's been a whole bunch of different platforms popping up. I actually was going to do a video covering down the pros and the cons of going with each individual music service. Actually, let me pause this. So we're going to get into the actual concerns of OpenBeat, but I did want to show you that I was working on a comparison with about 15 other AI music platforms compared to OpenBeat, and not a single one of them offers a lifetime deal. Not a single one of them. Now you can compare the different features that you care about, but if you, in my opinion, if you don't need a subscription for something, then if you find an alternative that gives you a lifetime deal that works for you and what you're trying to accomplish, then it's something you should consider. And that's the main thing that I was concerned about. You could see it covered a whole bunch of different platforms, and I was really putting together the video. I still may put it out there, a solo video, just going over the different platforms. You can see I was putting it together in Gamma. And I still may put it out there. But you can see in here, and you know, terms of service is my thing. What are your rights? What do you own? How can you monetize? We seen what happened with Udio. We don't know what's going to happen with Suno. We just know what they're saying right now. That's why for each one of these, the first thing that I analyze is the terms of service, the terms and conditions, so people can understand what's going on with that. So I stand by OpenBeat being one of one in terms of a lifetime deal. As far as I understand, I haven't seen anything comparable in terms of music quality from any other platform. Other platforms have their own specific features that they specialize in that other people may be more interested in, and I respect that. But that was just something that I was working on, a little personal project. But back to the main point of the video, we're gonna address the Funk Doctor. So do a live video asking for a cover remix using jazz, hip hop, or inspirational. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that in OpenBeat. So we're gonna go ahead and try out and generate the audio. So these are some things that I did already, but I'm gonna actually go ahead and do these live. So do a cover or a remix using jazz, hip hop, or inspirational. Okay, so let's actually, can we take something that we already did and do a cover? Give me 1 second, family. All right, fans, so got my voice recorded here. Just hear a little bit of it. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. And you can see here, this wasn't originally here before. I know I covered down in the video previously, the strength thing. So the higher values mean more drastic changes to the original audio. So we want to make it about, let's go with 70. Let's see if anything has changed since then. And we're going to record the voice. We're going to save the audio. Now you can see here, we are in cover mode, instrumental. Now, you know, from me, I like what is now Song AI form for my prompts, right? I definitely recommend you check them out. There'll be a link in the description below for Song AI farm. But let's just see, because we could just put these tags here and see if they work. Now, they were saying jazz, hip hop, inspirational. So they just use the general styles here. So I'm gonna stick to their request and do that. So jazz, hip hop, and where's inspirational? We're doing inspirational. We'll just use the styles and everything open beats, even though I've never done that. I've always used my own custom prompts just because in the terms and the conditions they say, hey, they don't guarantee unique output. So I want to do everything I can to direct the AI to create the kind of sound or music that I need to enhance the probability of my music being unique. But we'll just go with jazz, we'll go with hip hop and inspirational, right? It's an instrumental. We're in cover mode. We're going to go ahead and generate the cover. And we'll pause the video and we'll tap back in and see how it sounds. Okay, so that didn't take very long. And one thing I'm also going to say again, OpenBeat, if you do see this video, please make it so that when you do your covers, you can go ahead and change the name of the title or the song right from when you generate it. I think it would just be super convenient to do it here instead of having to go into your library and do that. But with that being said, let's hear how it sounds. Okay, so that right there for cover mode is definitely a bit concerning, very much concerning. If you remember originally, family, when I covered OpenBeat, the cover mode, it didn't necessarily work flawlessly, but it was very, very good. You put in your voice, you hum, you beatbox and it creates a sound. So we can see right there, I put it up to 70% and that didn't come out very good. And we're being transparent with this. And we can go ahead, we're actually going to go ahead and do that again and see if the issue is perhaps the strength, because the strength thing is a new thing that they added. So we'll do a couple more generations in varying strength levels and see if that affects the actual output, the final output. So I'm gonna go ahead and record this sound and then we'll tap back in with you. Okay, fam. So I'm just gonna let you hear a little bit of how it sounds so we know what to expect. Boom, 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 boom. So originally before, we put it at 70% for more drastic changes. So let's just see. We'll play around with the strength. And it starts off at 45%. Let's go ahead and just bump it up to 50% and give it a 50-50 and try to see if there's a specific sweet spot. And we can go from there. Now, this, once again, I'm going to reiterate, this strength thing is new. And if we continue to get sounds or songs that are a bit odd, I'm going to suggest to OpenBeat that they put the beta feature on this because it's not complete. And you can arguably say that this is an inferior version of the original, being able to upload your voice and or a melody and create an actual cover. So let's go ahead. We'll save that audio. And we're going to stick with what Funk Doctor was doing before, which was jazz, hip hop, and inspirational. We're going to leave it here and we're going to go ahead and generate the cover. So we'll do a couple of these, and then what I'm going to try and do is maybe change up the prompt and see if that helps any, which it shouldn't matter. I mean, if you're not a prompt engineer, you should be able to just go into OpenBeat and select whatever's there and get what you want. But let's just see what happens. So a couple things I noticed there. One, it did a better job. And two, it's still inferior compared to the original way that it worked. Even though this time it sounds a lot better, it's still very much inferior. Very much inferior. So we're gonna go ahead and try it once more. We'll adjust the actual strength again. This time we'll set it lower than 45 and see if that matters. I'm gonna go back over here and just remember, jazz, hip hop, inspirational, pop rock is what they were saying it would give. I don't think that was pop rock. I think it was more so closer to what I was trying to achieve. But we're gonna go ahead and record once more, and I'll tap back in once we're done. All right, family. So I'm just gonna let you hear how it sounds. Let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. So that was that. And we see at 70%, it did not fare well. At 50%, it did okay. Now, 45% has been the default. We haven't tried the default, but what I'm going to do is, let's just say we don't want it to make too much drastic of a change. So we're going to take off about 15% and bring it down to 30%. I'm going to save that audio. And then we're going to see how it sounds. In my mind, I'm thinking that the actual strength, finding the sweet spot for the strength is the key there, but it really shouldn't matter. It should just do what it says it's going to do. I know that's how they marketed it heavy in the beginning with this specific feature. Turn your voice into a beat. So let's go ahead and generate that cover. And it should do its thing. If it takes longer than a few seconds, we'll pause the video and we'll tap back in, but it's been doing fairly well. And you can see now the covers are now 45 seconds. They didn't used to be that short. So that's another thing I'm noticing there. But we keeping things transparent. So let's go ahead and see what we're doing. So one thing I'm noticing is that it's not in the previous generations we've done, not only has it not been 45 seconds, but it's significantly less than what it used to be. And this is leading me to believe that they have changed over in the system and they're using different APIs and things that may be inferior compared to what they was using before. I don't know if that's true or not, but I could definitely see there's a difference in the quality specific for the cover feature, and it's just not what it once was. So I can definitely understand the frustration with the Funk Doctor is saying. We've tried about 3 different times, and we've seen that the cover song feature is just not good. It's just not good anymore. It's just being able to transform your voice. It's just not. It's just not what it once was, family. I gotta be completely honest. It seems like they made some changes. I don't know if this is the ethical AI that they're using, if that could be the reasoning, but OpenBeat did market itself as ethical AI. So I'm personally I'm not mad if that's the case and they changed over to ethical AI because that's what they marketed. But you also marketed being able to transform your voice into a beat, into a song, and not these kind of like abstract sounds that we're seeing here in this video. And I'm being completely transparent, doing the video based on what people said in the comments. I still recommend it as long as I can create beats and songs. Yes, I absolutely recommend it. This is an awesome feature. Do I need it? No. Does it help? Does it help to actually make my music differentiated, like from other things, by adding additional unique features? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. This definitely helps. But we can see here that it doesn't do very well. Now, there was another comment here, and I do want to make sure that we addressed it. We'll go over to newest, and DJ Silent was saying, I use only the melodies I hum and the words I write, and it gives me everything but what I asked for. Now it start giving me music in Spanish with words I didn't write, and even sometimes when I don't even put words in there. So they're saying they're not answering the emails. So they're saying it's no longer turning the melodies into guitars and things like that. So we do want to test this theory out with giving music in different languages and things like that. But I don't know, how would we specifically test this? Use only melodies I hum and write where it gives me. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and continue testing out the transform, because this is the feature that everybody loves. This is the feature that they marketed heavily. And if you see on their main page, right, that is the feature that they market heavily. Transform your voice into a sound. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and record the voice once more and we'll tap back in. All right, family. So here we are once again. We'll just go ahead and play this. So we're going to go ahead and bring that back up to about 50%, which seems to have given us okay, and okay is being generous results. So we'll leave it there at the 50%, and we're going to go ahead and save that audio. So they're saying that it started giving music in Spanish. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the OpenBeat style prompts. I'm going to keep everything here. I'm actually going to go into Song AI Farm, and what do I want to create with this? I'm going to figure out what I want to create with this since it's not coming off the top of my head. And then I'll just get right back with you, family. Okay, so you see we're here in Song AI Farm, and I have my prompts and I have my lyrics. We're going to do an instrumental once more. But also, what I'm going to do is next time I'll actually do a song and see if they're going to be singing in a different language. So you can see here I have my style prompt. I'm going to go ahead and copy that style prompt, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it in OpenBeat. And we're good to go. You can see we are on the advanced tab. I wonder if it would have made a difference if I went over to simple. Not sure if it would have, but we'll head back over to Song AI Farm, and we're going to go ahead and copy these lyrics, which is really just directing the instrumental for how we want it to go. So there we have it right there, and we're still in cover mode. And we're going to go ahead and generate that cover. And we're going to see if it makes a difference if we use a little bit more of an involved prompt, a little bit more of an advanced prompt, if that helps out anyway. And doesn't seem like it does. It seems like it just created it right away. But let's go ahead and see what that sounds like. So yes, I can say that the cover feature for instrumental specifically, it it is not sounding very good at all. The sound quality is very much inferior, and in addition, it doesn't even give you a long cover anymore. It just seems like it's about a 19 or 20-second preview of something, and you pretty much can't do much with it. But I do believe the remix. So let's go actually try to remix. I gotta remember how to actually do that. So just give me a second, family, while I figure out how we can actually do the remix. You can see I've done it before. I gotta remember how to do that, and then we're just gonna go ahead and tap in and do the remix. Okay, family, so I actually remembered. My bad. So you have to actually go into the library, and you can see here. So you can see here, we click over the three dots right here. And once again, you could get stems, remix, and edit the title. I wish you could do it when you're actually generating it, but that's just something I believe OpenBeat should keep in mind as a feature. So we're going to go ahead and remix it. So now it says cover song. And we're actually going to not change anything. We're going to keep the same style. And now it's going to be a cover song. So let's go ahead and just generate that audio. And we're going to see if there's any noticeable changes from the actual covers when it's uploading your voice, because we could see that it's only been 45 seconds output each time, and the sound quality has been, or the song quality rather, has been very spotty. And I believe that's being generous. It hasn't been anything like what it has been before. It did kind of make the voice a guitar. It did sound like it. Was it an appealing sound? I wouldn't say that it was, but This is already taking longer than about a few seconds, so we're going to go ahead and pause this and tap back in once it's finished. Okay, family, so here we are. It did take about a minute or so, about 2 minutes, a minute and a half. Let's hear how it sounds.
I've been walking through the rain, trying to wash away the pain of a love that faded like the summer sun. Race I knew I hadn't won. I see your face in every crowd, a memory that screams out loud. And I know that I can't go back. I'm standing on a broken track. But maybe, just maybe, if I close my eyes, I can pretend that we never said goodbye.
So I do want to verify a couple of things. One, it did not emulate the style at all. And that is something I must say is rather disappointing. It does not emulate any of the style here that we spoke about right here. But also, we're going to go back over to the library and we're going to go. I don't know how we're going to remix that, but we are. We're going to go ahead and remix it. And we're going to use the same tags: jazz, hip hop, and inspirational. Because we didn't actually do a cover song to actually, or remix to actually test that out. We just did the upload feature. So let's go ahead and generate the audio. And it might take a little while, so I'm not going to have you guys hanging here while it generates. So we'll tap back in once it's done. Okay, family, we're back, and we can see here significantly less time or length in terms of the song. But let's go ahead and hear how it sounds.
I've been walking through the rain, trying to wash away the pain of a love that faded like the summer sun. A race I knew I hadn't won. I see your face in every crowd, a memory that screams out loud. If I close my eyes, I can't pretend that we never said goodbye.
The reason why I was letting it play, family, is I was trying to be like, okay, does it at least get inspirational? It sounds like it was leading up to something. Did it get jazz? No. Did it get hip hop? Absolutely not. Did it get inspirational? No. It sounds like it's a love song, and that is not what we asked for. So, definitely 2 for 2 on the remix feature, and we tested about 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 on the upload, where it was just instrumental. And just, I know memory is bad, family. So started giving music in Spanish. So what did they do that we can actually emulate here? So they said words that I write, and it gives me everything. So what we're actually gonna do, family, because we've been confirming so far that OpenBeat, specifically with the upload feature, transform your voice, in the remix feature that is not performing to standard, the standard that they set. We're actually gonna use our own lyrics, and I'm gonna tap in with Song AI Farm to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and go back into the library, and we're actually gonna go and we're gonna pick something here. So we're going to use this right here, and we're going to go ahead and remix that. But instead of lyrics for the cover song, and we're over in advance, right? Yes, we are over in advance. We're going to go back into Song AI Farm. And I'm going to go ahead and come up with some lyrics. So we're going to go ahead and see how that looks. So stand by, family. So here's what we're going to ask Song AI Farm to come up with. Rap, hip hop plus jazz and inspirational. Writing style is going to be AI generated. We're going to go ahead and generate those song assets. It's going to go ahead and do its thing. It's going to give us our prompt and it's going to give us our lyrics. And we're going to use both and plug it into OpenBeat. And we're going to see if that makes a difference whatsoever. So here we have our lyrics. We have our style prompt. We're going to go ahead and copy this. We're going to paste it into OpenBeat for the style. And we have our lyrics here. We're going to go ahead and copy those lyrics. And I'm having a feeling that it's probably not going to do what we want it to do. But the whole issue here, the whole point here is to be transparent about the current capabilities of the upload and the remix feature, which so far hasn't been performing the standard. I know it's a little bit of a longer video covering things that doesn't necessarily have to do with marketing, but because I've promoted this tool and I've recommended this tool, even though I've told people to use it at their own risk, their discretion, I still feel a responsibility to show these features that, you know, when I was using them, or besides the remix feature, they was working tremendously, and now they're not performing the standard. So we have to tap back in with that. So that was a bit of an issue there. It just kind of went blank. So let me pause the video and see what that means. So I'm not sure what happened, family. It just kind of just went black. I refreshed it. I'm thinking this is the new song. I'm going to go ahead and try. I want to go in the library, confirm. But it doesn't have any of my tags here. So I don't think this is the song.
Baby, just maybe if I close my eyes, I can pretend that we.
So it definitely did not do what it was supposed to do. I'm going to go ahead and try that again using, which is what I wanted to use originally for the cover song. So I'm going to go ahead and try that remix one more time. And I'm going to put my style prompt. And we can see here, this is the last generation. So we know if it comes up with another generation after this one, then we know that it spit out something based on our input. So let's go ahead and copy those lyrics. It's a cover song. And we see we're in remix mode. And we're going to go ahead and hit generate audio. And it did the same thing again. Let's refresh. So I can see here that it actually didn't carry over. So I'm noticing that with the remix feature, my custom style prompt and custom lyrics is not carrying over for those specific features. But I'm curious, if we go to song creator, we go to model 2, we go to advanced, and we're just going to do everything from Song AI Farm and see what happens here. Even though this is not about the song feature, just curious. So we're going to go ahead and hit generate audio. And it gave us a status code. So just stand by while I try to remedy that. I wonder what the issue could be. Actually, no. Let's just maybe if we take away something here. Oh, I get it. I put the style. In the style, I put the actual lyrics instead of the actual style prompt. So that is my fault there. We're actually going to go back here and copy these lyrics. We're going to go ahead and paste it. And style is here. We're good to go. We put our own custom lyrics here. Let's go ahead and generate audio, see if that changes anything. And now it is processing the music. So we'll go ahead and pause this and we'll tap back in and see what OpenBeat spits out. Okay, family, so here we are. You see here for the actual name, it has the lyrics, which is a bit odd. And it has the actual style prompt here. But let's go ahead and see how it sounds.
Sunrise makes the fire escape gold, another story to be told. Concrete jungle, brave and bold, secrets that the alleys hold. Used to dream in black and white, now the neon burns so bright. Navigating through the night, trying to get this future right. Yeah, the grind is real, the hustle deep, promises I gotta keep. While the city sleeps, secrets seed, plant the seeds I gotta read. This is echoes in the concrete, where the lost and found hearts meet. Every beat a rhythm so sweet.
So I can say that the song feature seemingly does its job. It took my style prompt, executed it very good in my opinion. And here are the lyrics. It followed the lyrics very well, I believe. So what this leads me to conclude is that, and I was trying out the model too. This is just an example because the video is not about the song feature or the beat creator, which has been performing to standards thus far. But I will say that the record and transform your voice feature, the remix feature, has not been performing to standard. So I did, even though I didn't have music given in Spanish, so I can confirm that it was words I didn't write. And the cover feature, the remix feature, is just not performing to standard right now. The transform your voice is not performing to standard right now. So once again, if these features are very important to you, I don't recommend you pick up OpenBeat because they're just not performing to standard right now. I don't know if they're going through changes. They might possibly be going through some changes. But even including this, the Zeta Editing feature, the audio to instrument, it was not performing to standard as of my other video. It just was not. And we can actually close out the video by testing this. And go ahead and record my voice, and then we'll continue the video from there. So I just want you to hear how it sounds.
Do, 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 do.
You know, keeping everything completely transparent. You see this over here, and it's kind of spazzing out right there. Don't think I'm not noticing that, family, but I'm just leaving it there. I'm not hiding anything, but it's definitely spazzing out. Now, that's not changing what we're trying to accomplish next. So we see with the edit strength, we want to keep it at 50% because that seems to be the range where it kind of does okay. And we're just going to pull up Para Speech. Shout out Para Speech. Make it sound like a bass guitar, please. Well, we don't need to say please, but make it sound like a bass guitar. And it's audio to instrument. We'll describe how to edit the audio. It's pretty much like transform your voice, I believe, where your audio will be transformed. You see, in initially before, right? It says make it sound like a 8-bit arcade music. So I wonder if trying to use this like the transform your voice is the actual wrong thing to do, and maybe it's just meant to transform it instead of just to an instrument. Maybe it's meant to just be transformed into like a different kind of sound or music, but it shouldn't matter. It should be able to do the same thing essentially. But we'll test out that theory. It's gonna go ahead and make the edit, and we'll pause it. We'll tap back in once it's complete. All right, family, here we go.
Do 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 do.
So yeah, this feature is definitely not. It's not ready for prime time. So I can confirm some of the concerns in the community where the transform your voice feature, the remix feature, and this has just been my concern that I've been covering the Zeta Editing feature, the basic AI processing, is not performing up to standard. But these aren't really what my the main reasons why I'm with OpenBeat. It's for this and this with prompts. As long as these work, I feel like OpenBeat is fulfilling my needs. Now, I understand they made promises about ethical music and being able to transform your voice. I personally don't care about that. But for the customers that purchased a lifetime deal with OpenBeat because of that, those specific features that you advertised, they definitely, in my opinion, need to deliver on that. I think they should probably hold off on releasing the DAW, and they should get back to getting these up to standard, and then the DAW can be something that they can focus on. Because in my opinion, if these are performing subpar right now, then there shouldn't be any high expectations for the DAW. Now, if these were up to standard and performing great, then of course they'll be looking forward to the DAW. Everybody would be hyped. But as of right now, during some light testing, and I know the video is going on a little long, I think that OpenBeat really needs to fix the transform your voice feature, the remix feature, the audio to instrument feature, because it's just not performing the standard. These are great though. Beat creator and song creator, great. They work great. But these definitely recommend that you fix these features, get them back up to standard, whatever you need to do. Because I know these are only a couple people. I'm not a big YouTube channel, just a small channel. But I still pay attention to my comments when I get them. And I did say I was going to do a video on this. People are trying to have patience with OpenBeat, and I understand that. And they need to address these concerns. They even saying that they're not answering emails. And that's also something to notice. But definitely needed to do this video for those people in the community that purchase OpenBeat and they're not satisfied with the actual product. We could just head back to the homepage. And before I close it out, let's just really look at what we have right here.
So OpenBeat AI is going to allow me to take my humming or any type of idea I have in my head, lay it out. I'm going to use my voice on a voice memo, and it's going to recreate a melody. Ba 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 ba. So now that I just hummed a melody, I'm going to go ahead and add it into OpenBeat. I'm going to add my audio. And so let's get creative. I'm thinking like oldies, sample, no drums, swing, trumpet, the cover. Let's see what we come up with. All right, now that it's done generating, it came up with two options for me. So let's check out the first one. See the next one?
So we're not going to watch the whole thing. I just wanted you to notice that the quality has significantly dipped from when they first advertised this, and you have this advertised on your website to be able to do these features. And the covers aren't even two any longer. They're one cover, and they're about 45 seconds, and the quality has significantly dipped. So that's something, in my opinion, they need to address because this is a feature that you advertise. This is a highly sought after feature because this is what Suno does. And Suno's a subscription. I use Suno because options matter. I don't believe in putting all your chips in one basket. You gotta spread things out so you don't become completely dependent on any platform so that when terms change, Suno, Warner, Udio, UMG, you're not screwed. So this was just a way to kind of hedge my bets with everything going on in the AI music world because we don't know what's going to happen with that now that the corporations are getting involved. But that feature, which is great in Suno and other platforms, you have to be able to deliver that because that's what you advertise is it's on your website. So, what is my overall opinion about OpenBeat? I still think it's a great deal on a lifetime for the beat creation and the song creation. It still does that very well. I'm gonna recommend it based on that. However, I completely understand after watching this video how you can be like, well, how can you recommend it when specific features they advertise have not performed not performed the standard or depreciated? And I completely get that. It's because what I specifically need it for, which is to make instrumental songs or beats or songs, full quality songs, it can do that. And it does it very well. And I don't need a subscription if I need to get a song. I could just go on the OpenBeat and do that. No, those other features they advertise, should they fix it? Absolutely. You advertise that, and I believe you owe it to your audience and the community to take care of that. But as a marketer and someone that invests in lifetime deals, for better or worse, I'm looking at the overall value proposition. I can have unlimited, as long as they honor the terms and conditions, unlimited songs and instrumentals. All those other features are great, and I'm definitely concerned that they have depreciated. They're not performing the standard. But as long as the initial things that I've invested in OpenBeat for stays to the standard, I'm completely fine with that. I'm completely fine if the DAW never releases. But as long as they maintain the quality with the song and the creative beat, that's completely fine. So I recommend it based on that. Everything else, I don't recommend it. If you're trying to transform your voice, I don't recommend it. If you're trying to turn your audio into an instrument, I don't recommend it. If you're trying to do awesome covers, I don't recommend it. And that's based on where OpenBeat stands today. It has changed significantly from when it first released, and I understand things may be going on in the background, but because of being transparent about it, I just can't recommend it for those specific features because they're not working the standard. As they're recording of this video, this is Sunday, December 28th, 2025, and I'm dropping this video in the evening time from where I'm at. I just can't recommend it based on those features. So, shout out to the Funk Doctor and DJ Silent. Appreciate you tapping in and leaving your comments. And, I saw that and I felt like I needed to make this video to address those concerns because, like I said, I put this on my platform and I said I recommend it, but I recommend it based on what specific needs it serves for me, which is create royalty-free music. And I could create that with the song creator and the beat creator for instrumentals. But with that being said, drop a comment below on what your thoughts are OpenBeat. I think they definitely need to get back to where they was with the transform your voice and the remix feature. They definitely got to fix that because you can't be advertising this awesome feature and then people buy into this and then they're not getting what you advertise. So it's a bit deceptive. I don't know if you switch APIs or what the issue may be, But for those specific features, just get back to the standard and everything will be good to go. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right here. This is Brian, the introverted marketer, and it ain't hard to tell. It's simple. I'm gonna catch you on the next video, family. Peace.